Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 137 of the Seezus Show. Hope you guys have had a good time. I know it's been a while, but we just had to get a couple things set into place as well, too. Obviously, we used to record at Pirate Studios, but now we are in-house, and Terrence Whaley has blessed us with using his fire space, so I really appreciate that as well, too.
No problem, bro.
Just to rehash with you guys, episode 136 was Terrence Whaley and myself, and we tackled a couple topics. The Lakers winning the in-season tournament cup, Draymond getting suspended indefinitely, the Warriors season in jeopardy, the Suns' big three debut, Zion's criticism, and much more. So hope you guys enjoy that episode as well, and we're just going to deliver some more fire content to you guys as well. So without further ado, let's officially make some noise for my boy Terrence Whaley.
What's good, y'all? We back. Live from Silver Lake, Echo Park.
And ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for my boy Carl Conyers.
What's good, everybody? Happy to be back here.
How y'all doing, man?
Good, man. We watching football. You know what I'm saying? Things is good. Hopefully the Detroit Lions come up right for Carl today, or y'all gonna see him going crazy on camera.
Yeah. Y'all better be ready, man. This is, anybody who's watching this who's from Detroit understands how big of a deal this is. So
I feel like we're gonna get a couple.
What the fuck?
Yeah, absolutely. It's uncensored.
So we're gonna see what happens with that as well too. But I hope they win. I got money on them, and I also got money on my bills as well too. So we'll see what happens as well too.
Sponsored by Prize Picks. We coming. We gonna get them sponsorships.
All right,
Nice.
I need that honestly. Well, let's get into it, man. It's been a weird NBA season. You know, you always expect a crazy trade to go on, but there's really haven't really been too much movement. But the Pacers did acquire Pascal Siakam in a trade from the Raptors. So, Indiana Pacers have acquired All-Star forward Pascal Siakam in a trade that sends Bruce Brown and Jordan Nwora and 3 first-round picks to the Toronto Raptors. So that was announced a couple days ago as well, too. So, obviously, with the Pacers, they got their superstar in Tyrese Halliburton and gave him some more firepower. So right now they're currently the 7th seed, just came back from injury, the 24-18. How do you guys feel about this trade with Pascal going to the Indiana Pacers? Does it push the needle for you guys?
For me, as far as just offensively, it's an amazing move. I think Pascal is a guy that can get a bucket on his own. I was surprised though that they did move Bruce Brown. Obviously, I thought they overpaid slightly in the summer, but I mean, obviously, you looked at his value during the finals and just through the Western, Conference Finals, all of that. I thought that they was gonna keep him. I thought, that he fit as far as like being a good, secondary ball handler, but also just that makeup of trying to build a contender on your squad. And Pascal is a great fit for what they're trying to do offensively. I thought since they already led the league in scoring before the trade, I just wasn't expecting them to get him. I thought Pascal was gonna go to not Miami.
I want him to go to the Kings.
Yeah, the Kings was cool. I heard Chris Haynes said something about it fell out, but I would have liked him in Philly, because I always tell you like how I always feel like Philly's just missing that one last piece or some other like component to their offense, and I think he would have been a better like Tobias.
But
for
what
them.
are you gonna get? If I'm the Raptors, I don't want Tobias Harris.
Right. Yeah, I know. And I mean,
I don't know what you're going to get. That's all the assets they have, really.
Yeah,
But I mean, you get draft picks and you get them off the books next season.
But I would much rather have the picks from Indiana than from Philly.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, because Indiana's only going to go up, but like we always talk about, like upcoming draft is kind of weak, and
yeah, this one definitely is weak, but
we really don't know what picks, how they pan out. So I think it would have been good either way.
But I am glad to see Toronto like mixing it up, because they didn't been holding on to some really great assets for the past 2 or 3 seasons. I think. I mean, obviously you don't want to blow it up right after Kawhi leaves, but I think that the writing's been on the wall with their roster management, at least since last year for sure. So I'm glad that they moved off OG, gave him an opportunity to contend in New York, and now with Pascal, I mean, he gonna get his game on for sure. I think they just played last night, and he had like 21 points, something like that. So he'll fit and plug right in with Indiana. But I did for my sake and having Joel Embiid get to that next level. I think with Tyrese and another really really good scorer in Pascal, I think that would have been cool to see.
Yeah, 21 points. He had 6 rebounds, 3 assists. I mean, and just for his career alone. Career average is 17 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and shoots basically 50% from the field as well. And then this season he's averaging 22, 6, and 5. So he's an efficient two-way player. He's going to love playing with Tyrese Halliburton. And I think they're going to get a lot of good buckets in transition. But what are your thoughts on the trade?
I think overall, like, it was a really good trade. I definitely feel you. Like, I didn't expect them to move Bruce Brown.
Yeah.
But when you look at it, I think it's completely okay because they had a lot of guards. Like, you still want Ben Matherin's minutes are down this year because then you added in Bruce Brown and they still have T.J. McConnell. Whenever he gets a chance to be on the court, he's hooping.
Affection.
And of course, Halliburton. And there's someone else I can't think of. Oh, Buddy Hield. So, like, they have a lot of guards already. So I think this trade helps them in a way of getting rid of some of, like, the minute crunch in that way, and then also you add in a position where that's where they're really thin is at forward.
Yeah.
So I think, for them it's great. For Toronto it's good because, as like you're saying, Toronto is all the trades that have happened so far really have been with Toronto. But they've still managed to keep, like, you still have Scotty Barnes, who was going crazy this year.
Yeah, man.
Lost me money yesterday.
He's one of my favorites.
I had him getting over 20 points.
Yeah, I would.
Anyways, keep going.
I feel like he's still, like, figuring out, like, how to be a consistent scorer night in and night out. But as far as just being an athlete on the floor and just being tenacious, he's a really good player for sure.
Yeah, he's averaging 21 this year or something like that off of like 15. He averaged 15 like his first 2 years, so that's already good. He's like a way better shooter this year. And then getting Quickly, I think, was really good. Who else? RJ Barrett, I think, was really good. So, like, they're building a nice young squad in Toronto.
They still got assets too to move too. I think they probably still want to get off Gary Trent or someone else too that I forgot. I don't know if they're gonna move Jakob, but we'll see. No.
I think he's a decent center.
He's decent for them.
Yeah, but do you think he fits their timeline though?
He's only 20.
Did he get paid already? I think he probably got paid. So
he did already. Yeah, he's already under contract, decent contract.
So yeah, he'll be good then.
Okay, so they're the 7th seed right now, the Indiana Pacers. So, like, do you see them?
They could definitely shot.
Yeah,
well, yeah, for sure. I mean, there's still a lot of time left in the season, and I mean, how many games back are they right now? Like, it looks like they can move up to 5 within a week if they go on a win streak. They could surpass the Knicks or Miami. But as far as just the teams in that top 3, I mean, they ain't getting nowhere towards that. So,
but that's this year. I think that this is also, I feel like, a move for, like, to get them together this year, but, like, for next year and the year afterwards.
Yeah, and they definitely. I mean, what they saw from Tyrese, not only in the in-season tournament, but just all year long, they know that this is a prime time to give him as many assets, not only to pass the ball to, but just to space the floor out for him too, so he can create that offense for everybody else. So I think it's a good move.
Do you think Pascal's gonna be like a Kawhi ass nigga where, like, he lets the season pan out and he dips, or you think they're gonna sign him long term?
I heard that they said that they already kind of
gave
him he already told them, like, I want to re-sign with y'all, because that was the big thing. People were kind of like, well, y'all gave up 3 picks to get somebody who's in an expiring contract year, but I think the reason they did it is because it's a strong inkling that he wants to re-sign.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, I had seen the Chris Haynes report. I don't know what happened and went sour with Sack, but maybe because that's the one thing I don't understand about, like, the CBA and, like, how max contracts get passed out, because ultimately I think if Pascal, like, is a max player, well, I'm not sure if he'll make 3rd team, all NBA or 2nd team all NBA or anything like that, but, like, everybody has to pay you a certain amount of money based on, like, your
productivity.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if Sack said, okay, well, we don't want to pay you this money, we don't want to give you that money, and then Indiana can pay it. But either way, I think it worked out, and he's on the right team. I just selfishly for Joel Embiid's sake, bro, like averaging 35 a game. Not that no, he needs more help. I'm not gonna lie. He needs more
help. Because no matter, this is a different topic, but it's like I strongly feel like, and I feel like it's been proven, I don't care what he's doing in the regular season.
Yeah.
I'm expecting that to come down probably 8 or 10 points in the postseason. Yep. And they need somebody else to be able to like
off that pressure.
Really, to help him offload that pressure. Mm-hmm. And to me, it feels like this year is really just him and Maxey. Like Tobias Harris has been a cool, like he giving you like 16, 17.
Yep.
But he's not really like a creator like that in my eyes, you know?
Yeah.
And in the playoffs, it gets hard when you only have 2 guys who can
really create
for real. Yeah.
or be that emphasis on the scouting report. But that's the only other place I would have rather seen him go.
I mean, yeah, we kind of started talking about it, so we can kind of continue as well too. Like Joel Embiid's had a fucking crazy ass season. Like if you are a sports bettor, you can rely on that nigga this year now.
Yeah,
like, it's actually insane.
No. He was because he had that streak of like 30 and 10, and then I think he just broke it the other night.
Damn.
And I saw a bunch of people were actually like betting, like, oh, okay, now he done did it so many games, let me go ahead and that's the one night he don't do it.
Yeah.
But nah, but overall.
35 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, and shooting 54% from the mother freaking field as well too. And they're 37 from 3. Mm-hmm. Like you said, he's been dominant. He always does this in the regular season, but is he able to continue this level of dominance when it matters most in the playoffs?
No. I mean, I feel like he has to show it to us. I don't think that he's incapable of it.
Yeah.
But the facts are that's just literally how it's been every year for the past several years. Like he gets to the playoffs and his play, and that's the thing. It's not like he just falls off a cliff, but it's not what it was. And what it was is what got them in the position that they're in. You know, so it's like you at least need to be somewhere close to that. And I hope he does. That's my thing. I really do. But he hasn't even made the conference finals ever, has he?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have Doc Rivers, you're not getting past.
I can't put that all on Doc Rivers, man. You gotta. There's a certain point if you're a good enough player, you can overcome that.
Yeah, man. I mean, I know everybody can't be Bron, but
that's what I was thinking though. Yeah, like LeBron, no matter who he's coaching, or who's coaching him, who he's coaching.
Doc's had Chris Paul, Prime Blake, and DJ. He had Kawhi, PG. He had
Clippers made the conference finals though, didn't they?
Not with him, Todd Luke. Because he got fired after the bubble season.
Go.
Oh, they scored?
Yeah, Detroit just on the board.
Amara?
Okay.
Nah, that was Reynolds.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see, man. And another thing, so do you think it's more so like the lights be too bright for Joel Embiid, or it's kind of like Harden from back in the day where like he's doing so much and he's basically tired?
I think it's the tired and the wear and tear. Like we know his body is shit. I'm honestly surprised that he's still hooping like this.
Yeah.
And that's what because like half the time it's like he literally just gets injured in the playoffs too.
Always hurt, actually. Right.
And you would feel like since the game slows down a bit that it would help aid a little bit, but I think it's that 82 game season grueling, night after night having to bring this effort, this 35 points per game effort to dominate over a stretch. It just takes a toll.
Mm-hmm. They made me so mad last year, like when they just fizzled out, because like just watching that matchup between him and Joker the other night, I'm like, damn, I would love to see a big versus big in the finals.
Yeah. And that's also the thing is like, and I think this is a different topic. I know y'all talked about the in-season tournament. I think like this, one game is whatever. But when you get into like a 7-game series, that's when it starts to. Because I absolutely trust Jokic. I mean, if we're gonna do one game, I think it's a toss-up. Clearly, I think either of them could outplay each other. But in a series, I'm going with Jokic 100% of the time.
You have to.
Yeah.
Track record speaks for itself as well too. And then switching gears from that, like, who's the clear-cut favorite in the Eastern Conference? I feel like this year there's so many flaws with every team. So, like, on paper, you say the Celtics, but it seems like whenever the Celtics play a championship caliber team, their stars be underperforming. And then you got the Bucks, who obviously they have their stars, but defensively they can't guard a park bus. You know what I'm saying? So every team has a flaw. Like, so is this the year that you think Joel Embiid with Nick Nurse, they can make some noise? Like, what happens?
Personally, like, it's always hard because Miami always come in and throw a wrench in the equation, bro.
That. I think they going. My opinion is they going to the finals.
And
yep.
Jaime Jaquez, bro, one of my favorite young players.
Their team is cold again.
Tyler Hero finally gonna be healthy.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
But are they better with or without Tyler Hero?
I think he's added a plus for Jimmy.
I don't know. But last time when he was in the finals and playing, he wasn't really a plus.
That was his first time.
Shout out to Spo getting the biggest contract too for a head coach ever, bro.
Not only did he get the biggest contract, but he got it after the divorce.
Yeah. Smart man.
I got you, boy.
Say less.
But who are y'all favorites in the East right now?
I mean, right now, I would get an edge to
Boston.
On paper, of course. I mean, they win games, but again,
I don't like Joe Mazzulla.
They just don't have the leadership in the locker room to me. When things just go wrong, they do not have a person that they believe in to right the ship or settle the ship when they need, shit to calm down.
Was that Marcus Smart for them?
I mean, he was definitely their spirit animal. I feel like, well, that's not a derogatory. I'm just saying, like, with the green hair, bro, like, you was really Boston spirit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, they shipped him and they said we're going all O and we'll bring back the defense with Kristaps at the rim. But like, I don't know. I mean, and obviously Drew, my bad. But I think really, their depth is questionable. And I'm gonna just go ahead and say Miami because they're great. They got the best coach in the league, in my opinion. And now Jimmy has more help than he's had in the last.
I like it. Bam's up
few
to
seasons.
The game. Tyler Hero's been playing really, really well. Their rookie was good. I like how they signed Josh Richardson. Kevin Love has been doing good off the bench.
Everybody know they roll.
Bro. Yep. They got everything they need, honestly. It would be nice if they can make a trade to replace Kyle Lowry, but I like where they're at. And like I said, with so many weaknesses in the East, like, it's up for grabs. So,
But Kyle Lowry really gave them a huge boost last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He really did. And I think he's important to them because he's at this point now where it's like, I completely know my role. I'm going to go out here, be in somebody's face trying to play defense, and I'm going to hit some shots you don't think I'm going to hit. But I'm not about to take up nobody's usage rate or anything like that.
Yeah.
But
so who's your team right
honestly, now? I think it's going to be the Bucks.
Bucks?
Okay.
Even though they have flaws?
I mean, everybody.
Coaching flaws.
I think the league is wide open right now.
Yeah.
I don't feel like there's any super clear-cut favorite. I think all these teams have flaws. So, like, taking that into account, I really like them having a closer, or I guess another closer, because Chris Middleton was a closer, but I like them having like a superstar closer in Dame, because he just won him a game the other night, hit a game winner.
Finally.
And I think I was having a conversation with one of my friends the other day about Drew Holiday is terrible in the playoffs offensively. Defensively, of course, that carries. But if you look at his numbers in the playoffs, it's like 40% from the field, 31% from three, 37% from the field, 28% from three. Like, his numbers on offense in the playoffs were terrible.
Damn. I didn't even know
so
that.
you replace that with somebody who can literally get you 30 a night. And then if the biggest key to me is that Chris Middleton is healthy. If Chris Middleton is healthy and you have all of that, I think that their perimeter defense is not great, but you still have Brook Lopez and Giannis to stop people from getting to the rim. And to be fair, during their best defensive years, that was all actually their strategy was to let you shoot threes and just you can't
Protect
get to the rim.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think that they're going to be able to do enough defensively, and now they're going to be able to overpower you on offense. Because Giannis is still averaging 30-something tonight, getting 50 or 40 every other night. And then you have Dame who can go out and get you 30 as well.
Do you also trust their rookie head coach to make those necessary adjustments game by game?
I would hope that it doesn't come down to coaching. I'll say that for sure. But I do think when you have a superstar team, the coaching matters a little bit less.
Yeah.
I think it's still definitely important, but I think it definitely doesn't matter as much as like for instance, I think coaching matters on a team like Indiana or, you know, some of these younger teams, stuff like that. But I would hope that their coach can't mess it up.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to elevate them. Like if they had a Ty Lue or something like that, I think, of course, that would be a huge advantage. But yeah, he hasn't at least been as bad as Joe Mazzulla to me.
Joe. We did it, Joe.
I was going to say, you going to bring up what Kendrick Perkins said about Joe?
I heard.
I was like, damn.
Man.
When he told me that that was what, yesterday or Saturday or something like that? Friday?
Friday. That shit
I was like, dang, that was crazy. It was just like disrespect.
Disrespectful.
Kendrick Perkins will always be disrespecting somebody.
Something about a bird walking backwards or something like that. If his brain was...
His brain.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
So he said this. What he say? Damn.
If his brain was in a bird or something like that, I was like, why would his brain be in a bird? That's crazy.
He said the bird would fly backwards. I'm pretty
sure.
I'm
like damn.
Like you're a former Celtics player. Like why are you saying that like publicly?
Has KG ever spoken on him though?
About Joe Mazzulla?
Yeah.
I'm sure he probably has, but I don't.
Not on airwaves.
I'll say his platform's not as big as
being
on ESPN.
Yeah.
That's nuts. But yeah, I was gonna say like aside from Giannis's like playoff performance against the Suns when he won the championship, my favorite series by him, even though he lost, was when they were up 3-2 against the Celtics. And I was like, all right, like this nigga is different. So in saying that, I kind of agree with you a little bit as well too. Like he's in his prime right now, so if there's anyone to kind of get you over the hump with shit being wide open, it'll probably be the Bucks and Giannis.
Like that, I think that if we're gonna say that Giannis and Embiid are a wash, I would definitely take Dame this year over Maxey. I think like in 2 years I would definitely take Maxey. And like if I was building a team, I would want Maxey. But like just looking at it right now, I think like the combo that they have is just really crazy.
Damn. Okay, cool. And then in the Western Conference, man, you already know me. You know me. You said there's no clear cut if they're healthy.
You better not say the Clippers.
You gonna say the Clippers,
bro?
They are
dead
going
ass.
crazy.
The only thing that's stopping is health. Let's be real with that. But
that's always stopping them.
Exactly. But every year is different. But
It
if
hasn't
they're
been for
healthy,
them.
I think if they're healthy, I think they're beating the Nuggets. They
That's
have
tough.
everything they need.
But except for somebody to stop Jokic.
Jokic, no one's gonna ever stop Joker.
But at least have somebody who can
I think
up a like Zubac isn't about to be any type of resistance.
Yeah, I mean Zoo's gonna try to make it hard for him, and then we got Mason Plumlee off the bench, Daniel Tice as well. But like, I know it's when we played them earlier this year, like we actually made. I think that was Joker's worst game he's ever played. But we're gonna take away something, right? So take away his playmaking, playing 1-on-1. And we'll see what happens. But I like the Clippers, man. I think if they're healthy, I think they're going to the finals. That's my opinion.
Oh, I did completely disagree. I think that I think one, like, I just can't discredit the health part. It'd be one thing because you can say that about any team. Any team, of course, you need the health matters. But I think it's different when it's a team who has proven literally every year since they've been in LA, someone gets one of those two or both of those stars get injured in the playoffs.
Except for the bubble.
And that was worse. That was low-key worse when they were healthy and they just blew the lead. And then now you add in another, for me that makes it worse is like your third star is also a dude who is known for choking in the playoffs, who literally just did it last year.
Third option.
Third
option.
Yeah, that doesn't really change anything to me.
He still got to perform.
He still has to perform, and like whenever he's called upon to perform, like, and it makes it worse because last year it's like, okay, you go off for 40, and then the next game you give me 10.
That's crazy.
Yes,
that
that's
was
crazy.
Crazy.
And so that's just for me on the Clippers, but I think that the Nuggets, I don't, and we'll see if last year could have been just their year type thing, but it didn't matter because the Lakers were playing great defense on them. They were playing pretty well, and they were just hitting everything. They were just making the shots when they needed to make the shots, and like that was just them. I mean, that's one series, but that was really just like the whole playoffs. And so, at least for me, they're the team where like until I see otherwise, I can't say that anybody's gonna beat them.
I think they're gonna miss Bruce Brown a lot when it comes to the playoffs, but we're gonna see. And I was talking to Terrence. I was like, that'd be lit if they trade back for Bruce Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think that the Raptors want him.
Mm-hmm. You think long term?
Yeah. I think because we were talking about he's a good building block. He's a nice like glue type player that's gonna just get you 10, 5, and 5 type thing, you know. But yeah,
is it too small of a sample size for the Phoenix Suns right now to have an opinion on them?
My opinion has nothing to do with them, so I won't answer that. The teams that I want, I mean, as far as like this is just as a fan, because I'm loving just like the new generation and their teams hooping as far as like just being upwards in the standings. One of the teams is Minnesota. I love Anthony Edwards, but just from like a standpoint of just watching as a fan, obviously he's still, you know, going through his trials and tribulations with, you know, his couple first playoff appearances. But I want to see him and Sack, and they haven't been playing as well as of late. But I like what Sack learned by losing to Golden State last year. And
What did they learn?
I feel like just as far as like not being able to finish a playoff series, you know what I mean? Like having to lose.
The Suns, that shit was nasty.
Yeah, like just
Sabonis is not. He's just
another
not
guy
it.
who his play goes down a little bit.
His play, and I think they run too much through him in the regular season, and you can't do that in the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's gonna bite them in the ass again. Like I think his usage should be down.
And then more to
get Pascal,
more to
De'Aaron.
Fox, more to Monk, more to
to the guards.
Been going crazy. Like
yep. I just from a basketball product perspective, those are the teams I want to see.
You want to see,
okay. Just for the star potential from Anthony Edwards and just like the future of the league, and then also Sack because I love the way they play basketball for real.
I want to see Shea in the second round. To be honest with you,
I think this is the year where a veteran-based team like the Nuggets or Clippers will beat them, but then after that, they're gonna take the fuck off.
Yeah, it depends. I don't know what they're gonna do with the rest of these draft picks they got, but I love what Shea's doing this year, and then obviously the 7-footer. He's
he.
What's his name? Jay Williams?
Yeah, man.
Tough.
I think when they drafted him, I wasn't expecting no like consistent, 20 to 24 points like out of nowhere, like, games from him, but he's starting to really show like what's all in his bag, bro. Like I like his game too. And they're all like everybody on their team pretty much can shoot pretty well, like so that they can space the floor out and Shea can, do what he needs to do from the perimeter.
But real quick, that's the thing about the Nuggets is, although like they are a veteran team, they are still a young team. Like they're not like, for instance, like some of the teams like the Clippers or the Warriors or
everybody's under
the Suns.
Everybody's under 30, right?
Yeah, Jokic is 28. Jamal Murray's probably like 26, 27. All their other role players are young. Michael Porter Jr. is young. Aaron Gordon might be the oldest one.
KCP might be the oldest player on the team, right? And DJ.
Exactly. Like, and they're not even worried about DeAndre Jordan. He's probably not gonna be there next year. Like,
still in the league. Crazy.
Yeah.
You don't got Boogie, or Dwight. It's crazy.
Exactly.
Still don't know how Udonis lasted. How long he lasted
with the Heat?
Yeah, just on the end of the bench.
They just wanted that man on the bench. That's it.
That was just crazy though. That was just crazy nepotism to me.
I mean, but he earned it. I think it is one of those things of like
he got his jersey retired the other day, right?
Yeah. After they lost on the game.
He didn't even acknowledge his wife. That shit crazy.
Hey.
And speaking of, this is me just being petty. Speaking of OKC, that awkward moment when you go to retire your high school jersey and
Josh Giddey
can't go.
Yep.
He didn't go. He can't go.
He was the only one who wasn't there.
Everybody was
there. Everybody was there.
Shout out to the lawyer. And
also, he's white. Like,
yeah.
if that was like Anthony Edwards or someone that did that shit, he would probably got suspended indefinitely, probably for the whole season type shit.
Damn. So you think so? Because I mean, I did see the interview that Adam Silver gave on ESPN. He was basically just like, we believe in the whole, in like the due process, innocent until proven guilty, and that's how the league has handled it in prior years.
I think I don't know if we even want to get into this, but I think his situation was very specific.
Obvious.
I was gonna say it was a very specific situation where at least for me, can't put, at least from the information that I'm privy to that was released, I wouldn't put too much on him. Got you.
Like you meant like you felt like he was almost not tricked, but like
not tricked. Just it's just a tough situation. I think it's not a clear cut situation where it's like everyone around the situation is saying that the girl lied about how old she was. Yeah. And they met each other at a club where you are supposed to be 18 up.
Right. Yeah, so there should have been these barriers that should have basically caught her before she got to him, basically.
Exactly. And I think for me, there's the thing of,
I wonder what it'd be FaceTime about. Hey, what you doing? I'm in school.
Right. Like that's the thing for me is like if I'm at a certain position, I think it is up to me to be doing my due diligence. Hell yeah. That's where I think he's really at fault. Like he should have probably tried to find more out. But like just the general aspect of it, I just think it's not as bad as if he like was purposely like, oh, I'm trying to find me a kid that's in high school or something like that. You know,
that would be wild.
Yeah, exactly,
nigga. Well, because she don't want to speak with anyone, so
it's trying that
probably
bad.
threw her like a milli to hush hush. I'll take it.
Yeah. I'd take it. Shit.
I ain't saying a word. I'd probably like give me 2-3 milk, nigga.
Oh my god.
Moving on from that, man. I know it's a little bit late, but we haven't been together in a while. Ja Morant obviously had a devastating shoulder injury. How do y'all feel about that?
Well, obviously as a Laker fan, it's one less player or it's one less team in the playoff hunt, so I'm sorry. Also though, like again, I believe in karma. Like I felt like everybody gotta go through their trials and tribulations as they go through their NBA career, bro. Ain't nobody like just gonna go out there and be. Even Bron, like, you remember when Bron used to be doing all that shit with Danny Green on the sidelines with the Cavs and just, like, having fun and shit? Yeah. And it's cool. That's a different type of thing than what Ja and them was doing. But, like, I just felt like they was carrying themselves as, like, we here already. And I feel like that is not obviously what caused the injury, but I'm just saying, like, again, you got to go through and get your licks before you are ultimately where you are in the league. And I think... obviously, with the suspension that he came through with the 25 games and then now to get injured now, it sucks that it's happening to him in his career and for Memphis. Like, obviously, you want to be able to contend every year when you have a superstar talent. But I would say that they'll be okay next year and they'll get a nice lottery pick for the situation.
Lost Dylan Brooks. That's why I'm kidding.
No, that's what I was gonna say. I think that it kind of is a blessing for them. The only thing that is kind of sucks is like we were talking about, this draft class is not amazing.
Yeah.
But with like that withstanding, I think that it is kind of a good thing because now you were already about to have to be fighting an uphill battle. I think they definitely could have got back in playoff positioning.
We talked about that, last time.
But he was gonna be, they were gonna be wearing themselves thin, just like on the hunt the entire rest of the season to try and get back. Honestly, similar to kind of like the Lakers and other things like that. And I think now it's like, okay, he has time to just take the year off, focus more on himself. They already signed, they have a couple more young players that they signed, so now they're getting their young players more experience, and then, you're going to get a decent pick. So, I think in that model, we've seen a couple, although
Steph.
their picks haven't really panned out, but, it was, they had that off year, and then they were able to get some good picks and come back. Yeah. Look at Tim Duncan. That's literally what happened with them. It's who was David Robinson. David Robinson was out for the year, so they were terrible. Got Tim Duncan. Then you come back, and now you got, exactly. Yeah. So.
All right. What, I know the draft class is weak, but, what position would you want Memphis to draft.
An OG Anunoby prototype type player, 3-and-D.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what they need.
I mean, that's another thing I want to talk about too. OG's on the Knicks now, but like, I'm not too crazy about him like that.
Mm-hmm. I know I'm not. I'm probably the only one that's crazy about him. Yeah,
they've won every game since he's been there, hasn't they?
Yeah, or something. It's they definitely got a lot of wins since he's been there. But I just like. Yeah, I mean, shit, and they get paid a lot to be that high level.
Does that help the Knicks?
He's a Knicks and Tibbs type player.
Exactly.
He's the dude that you can play 40 minutes a night. He's going to play heavy defense. He's honestly, he's Luol Deng. He's like a new Luol Deng for them.
And I look at it like
they had more of a bag offensive deal.
Yeah, but you don't need as much. Yeah. That team only had Derrick Rose.
Because I'm just thinking like long term, or like let's say the playoffs, right? Well, we always talk about players' level of play dwindle, right? Mm-hmm. I know what Jalen Brunson's going to give me. Julius Randle going to start to fold. So like, is OG going to help step up?
OG averaged 17 last year in the playoffs. 47-34. Mm-hmm. All his shooting splits in the playoffs: 55, 44, 45, 41, 47, 34. Mm-hmm. So he's competent in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And he's still going to give you the defense. You can still play him 1,000,000 minutes a night. I just think, like he's saying, I think he's the perfect role player for them.
That, and he's just not going to hurt you in what Tibbs wants to do on the squad. That's
okay. All right. So, your Lakers, man. Y'all was raving about all the offseason moves y'all had.
I loved every single one of them, honestly. I did.
All the Lakers fans loved it.
Yeah.
And it seems like every single year since LeBron was in Cleveland, he always complaining and some trades going to be happening, passive aggressive shit, all that. What's going on, man?
It's like a reality TV show, honestly. Bro.
It really is.
It's like a reality TV show. Every year it's the same shit. There's no excuse for them losing the types of games that they lose.
It's crazy because LeBron and AD are playing pretty well overall.
Yeah, but in between the lines, LeBron is sort of old, but also just like some of the bad habits he's built over the time as he's gotten older. Obviously, I don't expect you to dead sprint down the court all the time, but to be fucking crying to the officials and walking with the official down while it's a 5-on-4 the other way, like that's got to stop, bro. And I just think for what's out there trade wise, again, I'm up. He missed that.
Let's go.
Yeah. For what's out there, I don't see where the Lakers would improve enough. It's always gonna be marginal. Like the players that they want is Bruce Brown, and they said they wanted
DeJounte Murray.
Yeah, DeJounte Murray.
I don't see how they get him.
Yeah, would have to just. I mean, they don't have enough first round draft picks to even send.
Clutch. He signed with Clutch.
I just don't like. I don't see if I'm the Hawks. I don't want D'Lo. I wouldn't prefer Austin Reeves over him. Like I don't. Mm-hmm. None of the young players are good enough. Like I like some of their Max Christie and stuff. They look cool, but not for me to give up. And he just hit 2 game winners. I feel like his stock is only going up.
Yeah. The Spurs said that they were a dark horse for him too. That they want him back.
With all the stuff he said on the podcast with.
Yeah,
all the smoke and whatnot. He come back to the Spurs.
I mean, I would
open him. I would welcome him.
He got Wemby there now, so
yeah.
And the Spurs have the assets.
I want to trade. I heard you heard about the Trae Young rumor. I want to trade Young.
You want to Trae Young?
Yeah, with Wemby.
I don't know, dog. I don't know if he's the greatest locker room presence, bro. But for a point guard and like scoring wise and having a closer in a way. Like, I see what you mean.
I would just say the backcourt with him and Devin because they're both kind of undersized. But
that wouldn't be. And Devin's not really a great defender.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But Trae Young, man.
You would probably give him up in the trade, though.
Yeah, he can go.
I would, because what about, was it Branham? Malachi Branham? I feel like he's better on defense, at least.
What was the question, though? We were talking about OG, and then you switched to what?
We just on different tangents right
now.
We
were talking about DeJounte. There we go. Yeah. DeJounte, no. I mean, as far as LA and what they need, I mean, they need
he's not
two-way players.
But
so
he doesn't move. I don't feel like with that team, he's not going to move the needle.
Yeah, I'd prefer what we already have. Mm-hmm. I think from what I've seen, like, and this has just been Bron's MO for the last 3 years. It's like, just get to the playoffs no matter what the seed is, and we'll figure it out from there. That's okay so long as they have what they need as far as their defensive lineup for when they need to, turn up on that side of the ball. And what it looks like is when they want to have, obviously, Jared Vanderbilt and AD out there, Bron, and then they put Austin Reeves and Taurean Prince. Like, that seems to be their lineup where they want to be the best they can be defensively. And it looks like it can get the job done, but obviously you need Jared Vanderbilt to hit that, those corner 3-pointers to stay on the floor. And even then, when he's on the floor, they run a simple screen and roll and get him off the primary person he's trying to guard. So sometimes it just looks like, from an adjustments perspective, that Darvin Ham is sort of holding them back a bit. Like, he is not creative in ways to just get them to where they need to be, or bring it out of them when they need, when they're out of the hole. So I just look at LA like it's a foregone conclusion. They'll probably get exactly where they were last year and then lose to the Nuggets. Yeah.
What about you?
I do think, I think if you were able to say, like, straight up trade D'Lo for Murray, that absolutely makes the team better.
Yeah.
But of course, I don't think that's even possible.
Yeah.
I don't know what they would give up to get him. I will say, like, when I first heard of them getting him, I was kind of scared, though. I do think, again, barring what you have to give up, I think that he is a good addition to that team, just because you have another shot creator who is also a two-way player, who is an all-defensive level player. Exactly. And he just has the confidence and swagger that I feel like only Austin Reeves has on that team. Outside, honestly, I don't even think AD has it. LeBron, of course, does. But
because how, like, with some players, like, when they link up with LeBron, they don't play as well. Then when they leave him, they go crazy. You think DeJounte Murray is that type of player? No matter who he's on the floor with, he going.
All those other players were role players, though.
Yeah.
Like, he's an all-star caliber level player. And so I just don't see
6'5" too.
Yeah, I just don't see his play dropping off that drastically.
That would be tough if they can trade him for D'Lo, like a future first-round draft pick.
Yeah, I just don't see it. That's why I don't even think about it. Actually. That's why I don't even think about the possibility of him being in the lineup. I just don't see what they can make happen for real.
How I feel about
it would have to include Reeves. Say it again, Zach. No, I'm good.
He's damaged goods.
I'm good, bro. I already told you he J.R. Smith. He J.R. Smith in the Nuggets. At the Nuggets, that's who he is to me, bro. And that's not enough.
Help Brian win the ship.
That is true. But they also, Tyronn Lue, I feel like he had a lot to do with that, along with Bron, like changing his identity, his perspective of what he thought was important on the basketball court. Because before, JR, like, he only cared about, like, I felt like the offensive side of the ball, and he didn't have a winning mentality. Like, I felt like when he got to Cleveland and Bron, sat him down and, like, got to, where he was as a basketball player. I don't know if Zach LaVine has that just that mentality to want to switch that. Because, he been in the league, what now, 6-7 years? Like,
8 maybe.
So I'm like, I don't know,
He came out in
on the fly, can he do it within a season to be able to say, I've been on bad basketball teams, let me go to good basketball and see, like, what I can do.
To be fair, this isn't really great basketball he's going to either.
Yeah, okay. Well, okay, but the standard Bron is going to have for him.
I feel you. I absolutely. I think the Zach LaVine. I think there's truth to what Terrence is saying, but I think for me the biggest thing is really, like, his knees just don't work. He's been injured the past couple of years, and I think it all really stems from he tore his ACL when he was younger. So he already had, like, bad knees for a while, and he's an explosive type player.
He was in Minnesota, right?
Yeah, right. I think it was right when they traded him to Chicago. He sat out that first year, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah.
And he's an explosive type player, so that only makes it worse. He's looked diminished this year already, and he's missed a lot of time this year. Like, he was out for, like, maybe a month, and then he came back, and now he's out again for a couple more weeks.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he just hasn't looked like the same guy, which also they may help. You could get him for, like, a lower price, and maybe he's just like a role player type guy. But
how's his defense? I don't watch the Bulls play too much.
His defense is not great.
Good. Yeah, if you have ACL problems, you are not going to be good on defense.
Kawhi Leonard should be strapping. I'm happy. But moving on from that, man, going back to the Clippers, you know, they're into a dome. That shit looks nice.
No, yeah.
We gotta go to some games, man.
They just announced the All-Star game finna be there.
Yeah, Austin 2027.
Or I thought it was 25 or 6.
26.
Since the
2026. 2026.
Okay,
Yeah.
Since the just like watching them build it, like just even the freaking the frame, like as they were building it, looked dope. Like it looks like how soccer stadiums usually look from the outside.
Yeah. 44,000 square feet LED Halo scoreboard, 80,000 square feet outdoor plaza, double the toilets of any NBA arena.
Not the toilets.
And then the wall. That's been like the biggest talked about thing this past week. The wall comprised of 51 uninterrupted rows of seats, including dedicated supporter section. And if you're on the wall, you can't cheer for the opposing team. You can't wear the opponent's gear, and tickets can only be resold in Clippers Marketplace as well too. So that's gonna be interesting because that's like college.
Yeah, that sounds like something Steve Ballmer came up with because he just be animated. You know, he wants that same feel in the arena.
Yeah.
So,
but it's kind of crazy because like when you go to the crypto arena as a fake Clippers fan, just a Kawhi fan, there'd be a lot of empty seats. So I'm curious to see what that's gonna look like.
Yeah,
I think that's what he's trying to build is like that type
culture.
of thing. Building a culture, building up the fandom of like. And now this is our own spot. This is like how we do stuff versus having to be in the basement, you know.
I feel like to do that though, and I mean, well, that's that. But also, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of times when you build that culture, your fan base wants to see you draft someone that you brought in that then
Terrence
creates
man.
that.
I'm kidding.
Like you got obviously. I mean, Michael Jordan is an extreme case, but you got Tim Duncan, you know what I mean, and you know the Spurs. You got Ja Morant now more recently. You know, LeBron James changing the whole Cleveland Cavs culture. Like I feel like it always seems that fans care so much more when you have success through the draft that then creates that face of your franchise.
What would you say it was back in the day with Miami Heat up till now?
You mean Dwayne Wade?
So like the D Wade and then
I mean, I think that just enhanced it obviously, but with D Wade winning that championship with Shaq, I felt like that
set a standard.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean with the Clippers, I mean obviously I don't know how much longer Kawhi got in the league, but I do think it wouldn't hurt. Like I mean, it would have been great if it was Shea. You know what I mean? Had they drafted him, kept him, didn't have Kawhi. You know,
if PG didn't sign that extension with OKC, we could still have Shea with Kawhi, and but Shea probably wouldn't be who he is now.
Right? Yeah, he wouldn't have.
So Would you rather, knowing what you know about how these past couple seasons played out, would you have rather just paired Shea with Kawhi or still have PG?
Ooh. I mean, the safe answer is Shea because he's younger and he seems more durable. But I love PG, man. I love
That's
PG.
real.
I love PG. So I'll go with PG, I guess, for now. Damn. Okay. I wonder what the ticket price is going to look like. That shit probably gonna be OD.
That's what I'm pissed off about. Is like right now, Clippers tickets are
you can get
amazing.
Nosebleeds for like $8 sometimes, bro.
You can get good tickets for like 40, 50.
Yeah, dog. Like,
oh god.
I already know they about to go up.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
That's why
which
we
is
go to
good.
Clippers games this season.
Good for them. Good for them. Good for them.
No,
it is.
the money not going to the players.
Look,
It's
man.
just going to Steve Ballmer. What do you mean good for them?
That's capitalism, bro. You own the team. You
man.
should get it. You should get the red. You should get the red.
Draymond Green came back. The Warriors are 18-22. What's good with them, man?
I mean,
we said last time
it's a transitioning period. Like, I'm in a group chat with the own homies from UH, and Melvin is like the only Golden State Warrior fan that I know that like legit rides for them. He was like he wouldn't be
like he liked the Warriors.
Yeah. I mean, basically since the early age of stuff, he basically was just like, I wouldn't be surprised if they booted Steve at the end of the year. I was like, oh wow, like to me, like I feel like they've only had what 2 questionable years. I mean, this is the shit.
Yes, bro. I'm pissed.
Woo.
He's he's one of the best centers in the league.
He's injured.
Yeah, it looked like he messed his knee up.
Yeah, he got rolled up on. But like to me, I mean, Steve, I feel like has earned grace to go through a couple bad years or whatever. To me, yeah, I mean, once you've won chips, like I feel like you're ingratiated into
the best
the culture.
Like he's definitely ingratiated in the culture, absolutely. But the years where they haven't had 3 of the top 10 players,
yeah,
they've not looked good. His adjustments don't really be looking good. His rotations don't really be looking good.
But that's the thing.
He has not been developing his young talent.
Right? Yeah, that's true.
He's pulling Kuminga when he should be playing him. Like Moody's not playing until exactly.
But I do also think that comes from the top down too. Like I feel like the GM, right? Joe Myers could have came down and been like, okay, look, this is what I want you to do. And if there was a rift, then that obviously leads to a coaching change. But
the GM's not telling you to sit somebody for the last 10 minutes of the game.
Okay, right. But for the longevity of Kuminga's career, right? They've obviously had conversations about, okay, well, like, if I believe in his talent, he should be playing. Same with Moses Moody. Like, to me, Moses Moody had a great playoff last year.
He was their best role player.
And now he not getting the attention that he should be. And I agree. Steve Kerr fucked up as far as like the generation of picks that they got while Steph, was hurt and was out. Like they did.
No, they should not have kept.
Nah, Jordan could. Yeah, Jordan could have gone.
Jordan Poole is.
But they have.
I can't even just.
They have made blunders. Do I think, like where I think they're at is just in a transitioning period. I think that they're in this place where like you hold on to your players too long before either making the decision to trade or making the decision to just blow it up. You know what I mean? They're in that middle period where they still good enough to compete in games and win 18 games out of 40, but like I don't know. It's just and they got a new GM. It's just weird, you know.
Who's the new GM again? Dunleavy?
Yeah, Mike Dunleavy.
You think Steph is gonna be like Tim, Duncan, Dirk, and Kobe, where he's for lifer, or
I hope so.
So he's gonna be like, yo.
I hope he stays.
He's a lifer.
Yeah.
He's not going anywhere.
I hope he stays. Just like that aspect.
I want him to play with you on Embiid. That'll be lit if you go to Philly.
That aspect of the NBA, I hope that stays in, as much as possible. Like one player is drafted and spends his career. Like that's to me is still a gem about the NBA.
I feel like Joker's gonna be a for lifer too.
From like obviously like the.
He's especially not going anywhere because he doesn't care.
They don't care.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope that stays around. I hope he does end up staying.
Will Giannis be a for lifer? You think?
Since I think Giannis is just like Kobe, because Kobe was about to leave. There was a period of time Kobe was about to leave, and then they made some of the right moves, and he stayed there forever. And I think this was that period of time that he probably would have left, and then they got him Dame. I don't think that unless they go through like some years in his career where it's just like they're a 10-win team or something like that. But other than that, I think he's gonna stay.
Yeah, I agree.
You think trades are gonna be made for the Warriors by deadline, or they just gonna thug it out?
It's hard to tell with the new GM, like with Mike Dunleavy. I'm not sure what type of GM he is yet, honestly.
I think he's bad, just like the last one. To be honest with you, the last. Oh my God, bro.
Boy, Mike Evans is so tall, moving crazy like that.
And also, rest in peace to the Warriors' assistant.
Yeah, they still haven't played since then.
Yeah, they missed 2 games.
Yeah,
which is crazy. This is the first time a coach has died during the season, I think.
Ever.
Yeah. Which is nuts.
I heard he had a heart attack at their team dinner.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Damn.
Bro.
And then died the next day. Oh my fucking goodness.
Yeah. He didn't drop that one.
That transition.
He usually a drop one, but he didn't that one.
Bro. Bro.
Yeah, that's tough.
Moving on from there, the NBA All-Star leaders, the votes came up again. Bron is leading the front court, obviously with 3.9 mil. Then behind him is Joker 3.4, KD 3.4. Backcourt, surprisingly, I guess I'm not surprised because he's a foreign player. Luka's number 1 in the backcourt in the West with 3.2 mil, and then Steph got 2.6, and then Shea 2.3, and then East front court, Giannis got 4.3 mil. So Giannis got the most votes out of anybody in general. And then Joel Embiid 3.7, Jason Tatum 3.7, and then the East backcourt, Tyrese 2.7, media darling now, Trae Young 1.8, and then Dame 1.7. Y'all, who y'all got right now? If you had to choose the starters for the East and West, who are y'all picks?
I mean, for the West, I'm cool with where it is as far as the votes fall. Like having Bron and Jokic be your front court and KD.
And stuff.
That's literally who I would say for the West starters.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. And then East.
East should be.
I feel like they're gonna give it to. I think Trae gonna get booted, and they're gonna give it to Dame.
I think it'll probably be in.
But Dame year been kind of mid. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, like shooting wise. But then I looked further into it. Like that's his numbers.
His number,
high volume.
He's just on. I think it's crazy because we all paid attention to him, but not. He's just on an even bigger stage now.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like he's under even more. Oh my fuck, nigga! Why they've been wide open?
It was a flag though.
Wide open.
It was a flag.
Yeah, it's probably against us.
We're watching the Detroit Lions and Tampa Bay games live.
Yeah, man. I would say for the East. For the fact of the All-Star game, I love Tyrese's game. It fits right into what you want to see from an All-Star game.
He's definitely gonna be a starter this year, I think. But deserving wise, I think it should be him and Donovan Mitchell be hooping, man.
Always, man. That's the one guy. Like when I was on Prize Picks, Donovan Mitchell, I'm always taking over. I'm smashing over on Donovan. Yeah, bro. Like it would always be like 27.5 or something. I'm like, bro, he's getting 30s. So yeah, I'm cool with that too.
Yeah, I feel like off of respect, they're probably gonna do Dame, and then, like you said, for the excitement level, Tyrese in the backcourt. But it should be Donovan Mitchell in that backcourt, and then front court, since KD's gone now, is and unless they get hurt, it's always gonna be Tatum and Embiid and Giannis.
Yeah, I was watching. I forgot where I was watching something. It was like right after Denver beat Boston. And I can't remember if it was Kendrick Perkins or Richard Jefferson. He was like, this will be Jamal Murray's first All-Star appearance or something like that. But I don't see him in the votes.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make the All-Star game again.
So, yeah.
He's probably never
He's not like a...
It's weird.
He's
it's
like I know Tony Parker was...
That is what I was...
Tony Parker was All-Star a few times. But
yeah.
He's just one of those guys who goes under the radar and then just ups his level.
Yeah. He's just an in-between, like...
There's just so many...
And amongst his peers.
The guard is just so stacked in the West. Yeah. Like 19-6 in the regular season just isn't really going to do it.
Yeah.
But in the postseason, I think it gets you 27-7. You know.
Yep.
Damn. No, that's crazy.
Which honestly, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Nah. Get the chips. Get the chips.
Yeah.
Get the chips. Only people that is really a part of your career as far as appearances is Kareem and Bron. Really, them the two at the top for real.
Damn. Okay. Well, I mean, that pretty much covers every topic to cover. Is it?
The only one additional thing I wanted to talk or ask y'all about was like, what y'all like? Who are y'all's favorite young guys in the league? Like I like
Ant-Man.
But I also like what Orlando's building. Like they're finally starting to. It's starting to transition.
Like the Eastern Conference OKC.
Yeah, it's starting to transition for them. I like what they got, and then I like also Alperen Sengun.
Yeah,
I can't deny it. Like he's starting to come into his own too. I love his game. His IQ is high. And then, this is off the top of my head, but Utah surprised me this year. I mean, I know they 500, but like as far as their roster management, I thought they would have tried to blow it up too, like after last year, but they kind of come together and.
Who are they? I feel like all their players are young players. Like I don't think they're really gonna blow it up.
That's true. I guess they made trades last year.
Yeah, last
to
year
kind of do it.
Roster,
yeah. But yeah, my favorite is Orlando, kind of like what they have and like for the future of the league. And then obviously Ant too, as far as like being my overall favorite young player.
Yeah, mine's probably Tyrese and Anthony Edwards.
For sure.
Tyrese Maxey or Halliburton?
Tyrese Halliburton. I like Maxey. Straight. He also lost me money too, missing free throws last week.
You sick.
You're
sick.
Yeah, Tyrese Halliburton, Anthony Edwards, obviously Victor Wembanyama.
Okay.
And Chet.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
You?
For sure, Wemby he's really everything is advertised. I can't even hold and the only thing, if he just would shoot less threes, he would be performing even better.
Yeah. And we need to get rid of Jeremy.
Yeah, Sohan is terrible.
Oh yeah.
It's literally terrible. I don't know why they have him playing point guard either. But I like Wemby. I like Cade. I'm really sick that he got, but of course I'm from Detroit.
Is he injured again?
Yeah, he got
injured. What did he hurt?
His knee.
Again?
But they said he's supposed to be back in the next week or so.
What did he hurt before that? Is like shin or some shit?
Yeah, he like fractured his shin or something like that last year.
Yeah. And then Killian Hayes is washed.
Killian Hayes has been terrible. I don't even want to. Don't get me started.
I was on Prize Picks last week, and I took under 6 assists. He had 8 assists in the first half.
Of course.
I was like, yo, come on.
I would never. You out of your mind betting on Killian Hayes, to be honest with you, bro.
I just thought because he's so ass, I thought I was like a safe pick.
But he's one of those guys that is so ass that you just can't ever put any faith on him to do what you want him to do, you know?
How's he still in the league?
But, yeah, no, I think also I really like Chet. And who else? It's a lot of good young talent in the league right now. I do like Paolo from
Orlando.
Is he young? Your UNC boy who's hooping for the Bulls.
Kobe White. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably like 23 now.
Just count him as a young player.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's only in year 4 or 5.
He's been cooking.
Yeah.
He's been making him not really care that much about Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And he always played like that. It was just, he always played like that in Carolina.
He wasn't getting opportunity.
Before. Yeah, he just didn't. He wasn't getting opportunity. So that's the blessing.
Will we say LaMelo's another injury-prone player?
Whole family probably.
That's what it's really looking like. They got weak bones.
White jeans.
Huh?
The white jeans.
I'm fucking dead. Could be.
I mean, his mama did recover from cancer, right?
Yeah.
And it's also
is
LaMelo a winner?
Yeah.
Only his first season. His first season was the only time they were even decent when he played.
Yeah.
Since then, him playing has not impacted their win-loss record.
Yeah.
So you think it's a combination of him and then also there's a shitty organization?
I'm saying I don't know. I think it's just a conversation that you could start to have now.
Yeah.
I do think it's tough when not only is the organization terrible, it's known for being terrible. It's been terrible all our lives. And also then you letting Miles Bridges go and beat up his wife in front of his kid and come back and play for you. Like, they just have a really bad culture.
Yeah.
And then, like, I don't want to hold anything against Brandon Miller, but I just think that, again, he wasn't a good person for, like, the culture that they already have. I feel like he kind of just feeds into that culture. And yeah, I just don't know what they're doing over there. They just be doing shit.
Bro, them
doing shit.
them in Washington, bro. Washington, I keep saying, I feel like they're money laundering.
They said Washington hasn't had a 50-win season, I think, in like 30, 40, something crazy, bro. It was a crazy stat. I have to pull that shit up, but like,
Yeah, man.
that's why I'm saying I can't, like, in Jordan Poole again, similar to LaMelo, like, he's in a terrible situation, but he's making it worse.
Yep.
There's no way that for me to say that Jordan Poole is a plus player anywhere he really goes.
Yeah, he mid.
Unless you're giving him like 15 minutes a game to come off and get you a couple of points, like maybe like old J.R. Smith or something like that, cool. But like he can't
like
be.
A Jordan Clarkson type player.
I would way rather have Jordan Clarkson over him. Way rather, because effort. Like there's a difference between guys who can't play defense and guys who don't try to play defense. Like Jordan Clarkson is not a great defender, but he's not out there just being a traffic cone, you know, like just putting zero effort into it, flopping all over the court. Being silly. Like, Jordan Poole is just not serious on the basketball court.
Yeah.
He really isn't. And I think it's even more showing, like, I think clearly he toned it down because it's like, all right, I'm on a team with Steph and Draymond and shit. But, like, now that he has an opportunity to really be himself, it's really showing.
Yep.
How y'all feel about Draymond Green saying he, like, was contemplating retirement? You think that was cap?
I think he's a silly nigga.
I think
He's from Detroit, right?
He's from
Saginaw,
Saginaw.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How far is that from Detroit?
It's like he's very close to being a Detroit nigga, but it's a little different up there too, where he from.
He went to Michigan State too, right?
Yeah. I think it's very much in his personality to be like, oh, y'all telling me I can't beat people up, but I might as well not do it anymore.
That's so sick.
What was you gonna say something to you?
I was just gonna say, yeah, I could definitely see it. I could definitely see Damn, what was I thinking? I was about to say something. We was talking about.
Lost his train of thought.
No, we was talking about Draymond Green. Oh no, I could definitely see that he was going through something mentally. Like he just like you saw what he did to Rudy Gobert, bro. Like that shit was crazy. Like I feel like he probably just again going through this transitional period. Like he probably was close, with Joe Lacob and like. Or not Joe Lacob. Well, yeah, Joe Lacob, and Bob Myers, like, and seeing, him go out the door and them losing, because a lot of his trash talk was because they was up by so much and stuff was goddamn splashing shit all the time. And now that they, behind the curve and not winning as much, he probably looking at it like, fuck, like, I'm getting older. Shit, Clay not as good. Steph is backpacking niggas. Maybe I am just a burden type shit. And like had that moment of weakness, I could definitely see that. But him actually retiring, I think there's that competitive nature in him that would have never pushed him over the edge to actually do that shit.
And he just a silly nigga?
Yeah. I guess I don't think that he was going to really retire, especially because for better or for worse, I think they still like need him on the team, and I think that they are close. Where like especially those 3 core guys, where it's like, come on, bro. Especially like you've kind of been the issue for you can't be the issue and then leave us high and dry.
Yeah.
So I think it definitely is one of those things that for sure on the board you think about, and just because he's at that age now, he's 33 or 34, completely out of his prime, and so it's the point in time where in general I think he's probably going to be thinking about retirement. But I don't think he was going to just retire mid-season.
Yeah,
I'm not losing.
Especially when there's still a chance for them to creep in. Because even last year they were a low seed and they still won their first round matchup.
Before suspension, they were above 500 or at 500.
They were still a mid team before he got suspended. Yeah,
they should have drafted. I guess not. Well, who did? They drafted
that point guard.
Their draft. Well, I'll say their draft class this year has been really good. Podzminski and Trace Jackson Davis. I want to say there might have been even one other one. Like their draft class this year has been.
They
good.
always get high basketball IQ players for the most part.
Yeah. Okay. Warren just sent me some Real Rapper Cap, so I guess we can do it at the end of the episode. Real Rapper Cap: the Bucks don't need to add a piece with Crowder returning.
I would say real rap. That's cool with me.
Yeah, I think that's real rap because I don't know who. This isn't a year where it feels like there's a lot of people that are on the trade market.
Yeah.
So I don't know necessarily who there is for them to go get, and also what are they giving up to get that. See, I think they're, especially like we're talking about with the landscape of the NBA right now. I think they're fine. They're in position to be a championship team for sure.
Yeah. Jay Crowder still. It's been so long. He's still solid defensively, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's not gonna be a cone or he's not gonna be
a
negative. Yeah, exactly.
He's a decent 3D.
I do real rap too. Real Rapper Cap: Tyrese Halliburton is the best point guard right now.
Is Steph still playing?
Is Luka still playing?
Yeah, no, I can't. He's the. I will say like he's probably the best passer.
Yeah.
If we were gonna
point guard,
if we were gonna say we're doing like John Stockton or some of those like Chris Paul pure point guards, sure. But if we're looking at people who are listed as point guard, I still can't. No matter what their record is, if you were to swap out Steph for Halliburton, that team would be doing amazing.
Yeah.
I think Steph's team is trash, but you look at like the gravity that he creates from literally just existing.
Yeah.
Like that to me, he's still the best.
Yeah.
Okay, I say that too. We'll wrap a cap. The current top 8 seeds in the East will be the playoff teams.
Damn, I just closed my laptop.
I will list it for you right now. So, Boston 1, Milwaukee 2, Philly 3, Cleveland 4, Knicks 5, Miami 6, Tyrese 7, Orlando 8.
Tyrese.
The Pacers. That's your favorite player for real.
Tyrese, yeah.
Okay, and the other two, the two playing teams?
Chicago 9, Atlanta 10.
Yeah, I'll take the top 8.
Yeah. I'll take
the top. Yeah, I'll take the
Top
top
8?
8. Yeah. Real rap.
All right. Real rapper cap. The Nuggets are fine as is.
Real rap.
Real rap.
Yeah, I'd say real rap, but
Yeah, you look hesitant.
who comes in after, like, in the non-Jokic minutes again? Like, what's that lineup look like?
Jordan, or they'll put Aaron Gordon at the 5.
Yeah. I'll say they could. It would definitely be a boost if they could get like another guy, or not even necessarily back a big, but like another just guy who like Bruce Brown who could give you like 10 or something like that. But I think they're still okay.
So Brown ain't the answer yet.
I don't know if he'll ever be the answer, but I think he'll be good like he was for them last year in the playoffs. He gave him a couple of games. Like he's gonna be a good role player.
Bruce Brown was huge for them last year, man.
Yeah.
So hopefully they fold to the Clippers.
Oh my God.
Let me stop talking about
But it's
it.
also when you look at it, he was. I'm not gonna even try and refute that. He was huge for them. But then when you really look at what he was doing, it's really still only like 12, 13 points a game. You know, something like that. So it's like it was huge, but I just don't think the void is huge.
Yeah.
I think that if somebody can just pick up a little bit of that slack, that they'll be okay.
All right. So real rap for all three of us.
I say cap. I think that they would need somebody additional in the non-Jokic minutes that could help. But that's it, though.
Okay.
But who was their backup big last year?
No, I mean, they didn't need it. They didn't need
And
it.
it's the playoffs. He's gonna be playing like 40 minutes a night anyway.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing, though. I mean, we'll see if he could do it back to back.
Real rapper cap. This is the last season of the Warriors' Big Three. I say real rap.
I hope that it's real rap because they need Steph. I just feel bad. Steph right now is at that point where, to me, he's like the most sympathetic figure in the league because they're doing him dirty.
I don't feel bad for that nigga.
Okay, well,
That nigga already got.
of course I understand that, but just in terms of, and when I say that, I mean that he's the guy right now. I feel like there's always a star in the league where you look at like, damn, if they put anything around them, it would be a much better situation.
Send him to Philly. Play with Embiid and Maxey.
I do think it's their last year together, just because rumors being that everybody only untouchable is Steph.
Yeah.
They couldn't come on an agreement with Clay
He's in
midseason.
last year of his contract, isn't he?
Yep, couldn't come to an agreement with Clay. And Draymond is goddamn meeting with therapists, so it's just
That silly nigga.
like it's either gonna be they stay together and they make a Last Dance documentary and pitch it to Netflix, or they out of there, bro.
Oh, that'd be fire.
Cause something's going on for sure. Like
I think where Clay is at right now, you could just replace him with a 3-and-D guy and be okay. Because
Like
he's not going for 50 anymore. He's not, like he's just a good. He's still a great 3-point shooter, but I just don't think he's now.
I think he moving into his Ray Allen
Duncan
Boston.
Robinson?
Yeah,
Would you rather
Boston
have
Celtics
Duncan
phase.
Robinson right now over Clay?
No. Whoa. Damn.
No.
That's crazy.
That's keep. Duncan Robinson, because last year could barely get off the bench. Like,
Damn, that's great. That's a slug.
I was just saying.
I said 3-and-D. Duncan Robinson is not no 3-and-D. Yeah.
Because Clay don't play no defense no more. After those injuries, he's cooked.
That's what's so sad, bro. Like,
He was one of the best.
how do you tear your Achilles and ACL in back-to-back years? Unless you're actually Boogie. I think that's what Boogie did too. Because when he was training with the Lakers, he
Yep.
Oh, that
tore his
pickup
ACL.
shit, right?
Yep. But it both you
They
see
did-
what
they
that,
did. How
They
is
out
he
the
not in
league.
I don't get it. That shit crazy.
yeah, he should be in the league. That's
Yeah.
politics though.
Oh yeah.
That's completely just his attitude.
But it's
I feel
like it seemed like the last year when he was in the league with the Nuggets, maybe something happened behind closed doors. I didn't hear anything bad.
I think it's more of just the. Sometimes teams feel like, was he doing that because of the situation, and is he still going to act right when he's here? Because he doesn't have it. It's you doing something for 1 year is different than having a track record of doing it.
That's facts. Okay, and then last one, real rapid cap. The Suns can get through the West without a move.
The Suns can get out the West, meaning get to the finals. No.
I think it's just such a small sample size with the big three, so I gotta just keep watching them play. But I don't like Nurk, and I still feel like they need an actual point guard.
You don't like Nurk.
No,
You still would prefer Ayton over him?
neither.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, no. But that's because I'm a KD hater, though.
Why? You a KD hater, Booker hater,
Jason Tatum
hater.
Yeah, man.
I don't think they have enough.
Ain't right now UNC.
Yeah, I think their bench is terrible. Their bench and like outside of Grayson Allen actually been playing really well. Yeah, but outside of that,
I will give him that.
I can't expect anything from like Eric Gordon is old as dust. So like he is though, like
you hate that nigga too.
And he's honestly, unless I'm wrong, I've never seen Eric Gordon don't be having playoff moments.
He's had a couple games where he's played.
He was a part of that 27
Eric Gordon,
three pointers missed.
Eric Gordon will go. He'll do what he does in the regular season, and then in the playoffs has never been what you need him to be.
Okay.
Hold on, I got to pull my man's up.
Yeah, I say that they would. I would take their finish over where the Lakers are right now. So Western Conference Finals, but that's about it though.
They can get there, the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, that's about it though.
Yeah, I think having KD and Book on your team, as they showed last year, the two of them, if they're hitting on all cylinders, they can make it far. But I don't think that can get you to the finals.
Are you still upset about when we talked about last year, them trading for KD and basically ruining everything?
I'm not upset, but I do think from a roster management perspective, just with my GM hat on, that I again would still want to keep Mikal Bridges and
I forgot we had this whole discussion last year about this trade.
And Cam Johnson.
And then I think you were saying, I think we talked about something along the lines of who's going to be the number one. Is it Book or is it KD?
I think we were also talking about like the draft picks versus like the player thing too. But I think though it's again one of those things that Bridges wouldn't be able to be this Brooklyn Bridges if he was still in
Brooklyn Bridges is
in
fire.
Phoenix.
Yeah, if he was still in Phoenix.
Does he have a deal with Chipotle?
I'm not sure, but I think a lot of times, like when it comes to player ascension, it always comes down to me shot attempts and is your coach running plays for you?
Yep.
And I feel like he wasn't gonna get that in Phoenix.
Not at all.
But now he's getting the opportunity. So
Okay.
shout out to Cam too.
Well,
Thomas.
I'm gonna say actually no. I mean, shout out to him, but I feel bad for him because he's literally the definition of what you're talking about. Like he needs to be starting.
Yep.
He's clearly. I feel like he's their best, but you can at worst he's their second best offensive player.
Yep.
And to me, I think he's their best offensive player, and he's not a cone on defense.
Yeah, I mean his creation ability is just crazy. Like
He should be a starter, bro.
But they only half the time he want to play him 20 minutes, and then he want to play him 30 minutes,
Vaughn
then he want to.
sucks.
He does.
Yeah, man.
They should have kept who was it? Kenny Atkinson.
Yeah.
I liked him for them, but I think they got rid of him when KD
Kyrie,
came in.
yeah. What's good with your boy Ben Simmons?
He's not playing, bro.
He don't wanna
That's
play
crazy.
basketball.
Nobody even worried about. I'm happy for him because nobody even worried about him anymore. He just been out for pretty much the whole year. I don't know what he's doing.
Chilling.
But I will say, at least this does kind of verify that he's been dealing with injuries.
Yeah.
I think like his decline in play is mental, but also very large part to like I'm having back injuries.
Yeah.
Which derails a lot of people's careers.
The worst injury
Yeah.
you could possibly have. No, that's facts. Any closing remarks for episode 137?
We back.
Gang.
Changed locations, but we still on.
I like it.
Happy New Year to the folks.
Happy New Year's to the folks. Ladies and gentlemen, that was episode 137 of The Seezus Show. Make sure to subscribe on all forms of social media at The Seezus Show, at Terrence Whaley _ and at Carl Conyers We out.
Peace.